I'm Fatma. Currently, I work as a director of design at Vinted, and I'm based in Berlin at the moment, but I'm from Turkey. And yes, I've been working with you, Yota, for around 2 years now. You helped me to realize my potential, which was the biggest thing for me. And you helped me to go after what I actually really wanted and increase my confidence and increase my belief in myself to achieve all the things that I have achieved in the last 2 years.
And I'm glad you're starting with that because we've been working together for almost 2 years now. And during this period, you had an incredible growth. And I remember during our chemistry call, so the first time that we talked, the first thing I told you was, hey, Fatma, you are too senior. We need to get you a promotion. We need to get you a higher salary. And you said, I think you said I'm crazy, or you said it was impossible, something like that. And you achieved that, I think, within the first year already. So what would you say was holding you back?
I think, yes, the self-reflection or self-evaluation is really important. And I think this is something we oftentimes don't necessarily do fairly with ourselves. So I think someone else coming to me and that person that I know being on my side and that person really wanted me to also succeed and supporting me genuinely and being super transparent to me, that definitely helped me a lot because I knew that you are on my side and I trusted also your expertise because I knew that you're also seeing a lot of people and giving this coaching to a lot of people. So your words definitely made me realize that my potential is actually more than what I thought it is. So I think that was the biggest thing, really gaining my confidence and understanding my potential.
And there are so many amazing women out there who are doing great job, but they're still afraid to go after what they deserve. So what advice would you give to those women who are afraid to step up, who are afraid to even see their worth?
That's really true. And I think there are a lot of women definitely out there. I mean, thanks for also underlining woman part, because I think we women really, we tend to see ourselves less than who we are. And we're really bad at promoting ourselves and believing in ourselves. So I suggest them to start really believing themselves and maybe finding some role models for them. Like you are my coach, but also my role model as well. Finding people that they can relate to and seeing that being successful doesn't necessarily mean doing things in one certain way, which is usually male way, but there are so many other ways that actually you can succeed in your role, and especially if you talk about leadership. I think there are a lot of ways that you can become a great leader to really, increasing confidence and looking for it and finding people like you to support them.
I want to ask you about mindset, because a big part of the work that we did, I think it was around mindset. You already had most of the skills. When I met you, you were just stepping into your first leadership position, but I think you had a lot of innate abilities as a leader. So what do you think was the biggest mindset shift that you did over the last 2 years that we're working together?
I think that's very true. And we are still working on it. The mindset shift is more seeing yourself as someone who is powerless and who cannot impact things, from someone can actually have a big impact. And again, it comes together with confidence as well, and being in charge and being this leadership mindset, like gaining this, yes, I'm the leader in here and I have the power and knowledge to get things done. And I can be that person to create an impact and drive things in here. So I think seeing things more of an active and more proactive perspective than passive and just observing things. So I think my mindset shift with you, it was more moving from the observant or reactive point of view than more proactive and initiative point of view.
A lot of people, I won't say only women, I would say people in general, they think that confidence is something they have or they don't have. What would you say to them?
Obviously not. Confidence is something you can work on, and confidence doesn't necessarily mean that you need to know everything, or you have to, in order to be confident, you need to be on a certain level. I think confidence is really believing in yourself and putting it out there. And, confidence also can come together with vulnerability as well, in my opinion. So
Mm.
it's also expecting yourself who you are and standing for yourself and what you believe in who you are, and kind of putting yourself out there with that confidence.
You have been amazing in really getting out of your comfort zone. And one of the first things I asked you to do, I think we were 2-3 weeks in coaching, that I asked you to ask for a promotion and a pay rise. In the beginning, you were very resistant, but you did it. And it worked. And it worked not just one time. I think so far it's been maybe three times. Is it 3 promotions that we've got together?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to someone who would be afraid to ask or to put themselves forward?
I think it's, again, nothing really my words. It's more your words and things that I learned from you. If you don't ask for anything, nobody is going to give you anything. This comes without saying. And I think there's this weird perspective that most of us have, that we are kind of feeling bad about asking things, and we think that this is kind of a burden for the other person, or like we feel shy about it. But I mean, when you see it as a perspective that we are working in here, we are spending time on do things together, and this is a work environment, and if you think you're doing a great job, asking for what you deserve actually is not asking for a favor. You're not asking for a favor. And this is also one thing that you taught me. It was also really good perspective change for me, that when you're asking, you don't need to feel bad about it, because you're saying, hey, I'm good at it, I'm doing XYZ, and I deserve a better position, better role, and better compensation for this. And this is basically just asking for what you deserve and what you're already doing. So in that case, I think there's no point of being shy about it, because we're not asking for a favor from anyone actually at the end of the day.
I agree. And I think so many people, they don't know how to ask, or they don't know what to ask. And one of the things we've been talking a lot about is build your case, go prepared, do your homework, gather your data, why you deserve that, what is happening in the market, that you are asking something fair.
Yeah. I think being super pragmatic about this, like pragmatic, doing your homework and seeing it as a case, as like not really going, hey, I'm great and can you please promote me, but more like I've done my homework and this is where I am at the moment. These are responsibilities I'm doing. And, in that case, when you go for it more in a pragmatic way, I think it just sounds more professional and doesn't sound like I'm asking for a favor, but more like I'm asking for what I actually deserve.
So one of the questions I have for you is, you went there, you asked for the promotion or the pay rise or the job title change, whatever that was. And things sometimes worked really well. Sometimes you had to fight for that. But how did you feel after that?
I think because we have done our homework together and you helped me a lot to build my case. When going there, I knew and I was sure that I needed it and I deserved to be there. And it wasn't an easy conversation. I'm not saying it's easy, but after having the conversation, whatever the result is, I felt super proud of myself that I put myself out there and I actually did a great job of preparing my case, preparing my even talk. So I'm really thankful to you about all of it, because we literally prepared everything so that there I felt still even if you weren't there, I felt your support and I was ready, I was prepared. And afterwards, I felt proud of myself and I felt confident. And even if the answer is no at times, it doesn't really take anything out of you, because you know that you deserve it and you're there. And when the answer is no, it doesn't mean that you're not there. And then you start self-doubting less, I believe, when you do the homework before.
I agree. And that's the thing I really wanted you to say, that only the fact that you found the courage to go there and ask for that was a boost in your confidence. So when people are asking, how do you build confidence? These are the small steps that help you realize who you are and what you can do. And every time after you do one step, looking back and acknowledging, and as you said, feeling proud of yourself for even taking the step, irrespective of the outcome, is where the heart of building confidence is.
Totally. I think the biggest blocker between people's confidence, or like they're keeping them away from asking for things or going for things, is always like, what if I get the answer no? Like always thinking about what if I don't get what I want. But when you're prepared for that side as well, I think preparation doesn't mean that you only prepare for going for it and asking for it, because we always, with you, like we always prepare also for what if they say yes, what if they say no, and then we kind of prepare for both answers too. So when they say no, it doesn't come as a surprise, because you're like, you know what, this could, I mean, it was always one of the options, so now I know what to do. So it's really, I think, about being ready for also getting a negative answer, and knowing that, okay, this might be no, but I know what to do, so the journey doesn't end in here.
Now, at the same time, you are also standing on the other side where you are someone that other people might be coming to ask you for a promotion, for a pay rise. And I think it would be really interesting to see how you perceive when someone will come and ask you something like that.
So whenever one of my designers comes to me and asks for promotion, ask for raise, first of all, I always thank them, and thanks for being open and honest, and I also feel good about myself, because it seems like I created the right mindset and psychological safety in a team, that they can actually come to me and ask this kind of thing. So whether the answer is yes or no, I think it is great that people can come to you and openly ask for this kind of thing. So I first of all thank them, and I say, even if the answer is no, I always tell them, hey, please keep on asking this kind of things, please keep on going after what you think you deserve. And then the second thing I say is usually, so you ask for it, have you done your homework? So tell me, why do you think you should get promoted? And then if they don't have anything in hand, I give them a homework. I say, go check the, career framework, understand where you are at, do your self-reflection, gather your feedback, come to me with a case. Let's go through it together. And if I'm convinced, let's go for it. I'm supporting you. So I also react to it in a more pragmatic way, not like, oh, I don't think you're ready, but more like, okay, let's do the homework and see where you're at. So I think this also creates a more healthy conversation with that person, and not without being defensive about it.
And this is great. And the reason I'm asking you this question is because I know there might be leaders who might be listening or watching this video. And I think it's really important to understand what is the right attitude that we should have when people come to us, because we want to encourage them, and not only just encourage them in words, but also in actions, like show them what needs to happen, what is missing, how can they build a case. And that actually, as you said, people coming to us, and I really love that, it shows that you have created enough safety for them to be able to come and ask you. And for some people, it can be really uncomfortable. So that's a great success to have your people coming to you and asking for what they deserve. One more question I have, and I think because we've been working for some time together, so I feel there were so many things that we worked on. But one of the big things for me, at least seeing you grow, was within your leadership skills. I don't know if you remember when we first started, you were just a first-time manager. Now you're leading teams, you're defining strategy, you're so much more senior than you were before. And that happened only within a couple of years. And I have observed a huge change in you, but I would be interested to know what is the change that you observed in yourself regarding leadership and your leadership skills, and how you show up as a leader, how you feel as a leader.
I think mindset shift is the number one thing that has changed in me. Again, I used to always see myself as just one of the designers, and I felt like powerless, and I never thought I could impact things more than I am already. So this mindset shift, I mean, it sounds not too much, but it is really the most important thing, in my opinion. And we still work on it with you, even on a situational things. You always remind me that, hey, you're the leader. Think like a leader, act like a leader. You're not an observer. You cannot be passive about it. Like, take initiatives, go show your leadership skills. So this is, I think, number one thing that I still need to remind myself here and there. And once you have this mindset, then you start acting and thinking like a leader. And then you start actually taking initiatives and driving things. I think this is really the most important main thing.
What do you think is the number one thing that coaching helped you do that you couldn't do before?
The main thing was the self-reflection part. Before we started working together, of course, you see yourself as in a level, and you kind of expect you from you on that level. You don't really try to stretch yourself and capabilities more, or you don't even look back too much to understand where you are at right now. So I think having these conversations with you on a regular basis, that made me think back, really analyze how I am doing this, what I am doing, what are the things that I'm struggling, what are things that I'm actually nailing. So always check in with myself and preparing, topics to talk with you. So even only this check in with myself and preparing topics is a really good way of understanding where I am at right now and what are the things that I need to improve, and bringing them to you and getting your help to improve them. So it pushes me to constantly improve myself and constantly being in check-in with myself. So I think this is like overall is a big change in my life or in my career, let's say, because this I didn't do before. And of course, it is a behavior change. And then with this behavior, of course, a lot of things came with it.
Thank you so much. I know it wasn't easy for you to go on camera and have an interview and talk, but I really appreciate that you did it. And I really admire you for finding the courage to do it, actually. Is there anything else that you would like me to know, that you would like the people who are listening to this video to know?
Of course, Yota, first of all, whatever you want, I can do anything, the best things for you. You helped me so much drastically in my career. And for everybody else watching, get a coach, get Yota. I think, having a coach with you, somebody like that, for sure is on your side, somebody is super direct, honest with you, and working with you for your goals is definitely an amazing opportunity, and it's 100% a boost of your confidence, of your career. So definitely I would recommend everyone.